All right, well, good morning, grade 7. It's good to see you all. This format is a little bit different today. So I know this is different in this sense that I'm actually recording this ahead of time because I want to give you guys another opportunity, another way to get all these things down. So here's a couple of announcements, or one main one. On, what's today? Today's Tuesday. On Thursday, we're actually going to have our quiz on Unit 2. Yes, Unit 2. Just had to make sure that's for you. So today's preparation is we're going to make sure that we can get everything ready, everything done from Unit 2's packet, so that way you're ready to go for Thursday. All right, so today I'm going to rush through, not necessarily rush through, I'm going to go through a little bit quicker, but here's the format. Here's what's helpful for you guys. Anytime you're going to work on something, just pause the video. All right, I'm not going to pause myself and then you just stare at me for a while. So you're going to pause the video, and if I ask you to work on one of those questions, you can go ahead and do that. When you feel that you finished it, then go ahead and play the video or unpause it and then keep going, and you'll probably see the answers because I'm going to give them to you. I want to make sure that you guys understand what's going on, that you know how to answer it correctly in order for you to be ready for your quiz on Thursday. All right, as I always say, I'm never going to give you something that you can't handle. All right, so in this case, when we're going to be going through this unit right now and I'll be going through it, Thursday's quiz, you're going to be like, oh yeah, we already went through that in the packet earlier. I remember it. We're good to go. So right now, let's actually begin our class time. And it is class time now. All right, so let's jump into this stuff. Flipping on over to our packet, which looks like this. And now you can see me up on the top. Good. This is what we finished. We completed this page, what was it, last Thursday in class, okay? This is what we did in class on Thursday. Did all that stuff. I know we did it together, so page 1 should be done. If I go on over to page 2, this is where we're going to start getting into our work today. So if you don't have it out yet, get your paper, okay? Have it in front of you. If you're one of those people that doesn't have it printed off, right, have this pulled up. Obviously you got the video here, but have the packet pulled up and then you can write the stuff on a piece of paper like we've been doing last week anyway, okay, on Thursday. But now let's jump into this packet. So page 2 looks like we're talking about measure, bar line, and double bar. Okay, a lot of you guys, as I've said previously, you read this all the time in class. Now we're getting into the part of writing it. That's a little bit different. Reading, writing. You understand what it is. Now you're just getting used to writing it. So you are all at the point where you can read this on your own. All right, we're talking about this whole section. So here's what I want you to do. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to give you a limit. You pause this video just a second, and I want you to read this portion that is circled up top. Okay, pause right now. All right. I'm guessing that you finished reading it and you have a basic understanding, which you should have had before anyway, because we already do these kinds of things, okay? So what we're talking about is music is divided into equal parts. These are our measures, just a review from what you just read, right? A measure is in between two bar lines, okay? And you know what bar lines are. We talk about this in class, and I say, hey, let's play from measure 5. Obviously, you know where to find that, right? We do this all the time. And then at the end, you've got your double bar all the time. To finish off a piece, your double bar, okay? On a grand staff, in this case right here, you got to make sure that your bar lines and your double bar go all the way from the top to the bottom of the whole grand staff, okay? And then on the left side, this side, maybe. Yeah, left side. Yeah, this is all reversed because camera, me, you get the point. Okay, so we've got our over on the left side, our treble clef, our bass clef, this stuff right here. And then if you look really closely, you should remember this from Unit 1. You've got your line, it's a pretty bad line, and your brace. That's called your brace right there. Grand staff needs all those things, okay? So we've covered that. We know what is needed. Let's go down to the exercises. Exercise number 1, divide the staff below into 4 measures with a double bar at the end. A single staff does not begin with a bar line. What they're talking about is the grand staff starts with a line, which is not necessarily a bar line, but it is a line, okay? Right now, it does not start with a bar line. So let's start this off. Divide the staff below into 4 measures. I'm going to give you a little help and a little hint right here. I always start at the end with the double bar. So I'm going to go ahead. Yes, I know this is kind of cheating. I have a ruler, a digital ruler, but I'm going to go ahead and put my double bar over here. Okay, start with that. If at any point you get behind, just pause the video, catch up, and you're good to go. Okay. After that, what I like to do to make sure all of my things are even is I started with the double bar, and then I'm going to put a bar line right in the middle. Trust me, it's going to work. I'm going to guesstimate that the middle is going to be about there. Okay, so I've got that. Now I'm going to put 2 more bar lines on each side and kind of divide those parts in half. Watch this. I'm going to put another bar line about here. Okay, my other bar line, again, dividing it in half. It's roughly right there. Okay, and there we go. Now we've got 4 evenly spaced measures, right? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are our 4 measures. Don't write those blue markings, right, to label the measures. That's okay. That's not needed. It's just to show you. So we have completed number 1. Divide the staff into 4 measures with a double bar at the end. Done. Let's get rid of those numbers just so it doesn't confuse you that you have to write it. All right. Moving on to number 2. And again, I say it, pause it if you need to. That way you can catch up and see where we're at. All right. Number 2, draw a treble clef. Then divide the staff into 4 measures with a double bar at the end. Does that sound familiar? You just did that. Okay. After that, write any whole note in each measure. And finally, last part, name the notes on the lines below the staff. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this in real time right now. Usually I would have you guys do it. Wait a minute, and then you see the answer, but this is a different format. So now you can kind of see how everything works. So first things first, it says draw a treble clef. All right. Let's redo that. Let's do it the real way. There we go. Got my treble clef. Divide the staff below into 4 measures. Okay, so let's do that double bar again. Usually makes it easier when we do that first. Okay. And then divide it into 4 measures, kind of like we did up top. And what do you know? Let's do that same method we did last time, okay? There's a bar line. There's a bar line. There's a bar line. Cool. That part is done. And now, right, we're looking at these directions right here, okay? We divided the staff into 4 measures of the double bar. Now we're going to add any whole note in each measure. I don't mind what whole note you want to do. It's up to you. Remember, we're in treble clef. In my case, let's make this simple. I'm going to go here, 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 and here. Easy enough. And I'm going to label them F, A, C, E, face in space. All right. Going on to number 3. This is quick. Now, this is kind of going to be the same thing, except now you've got more notes that you have to write in. And it's going to be in bass clef. So, number 3, draw a bass clef. Divide the staff below into 4 measures, just like you did before. No problem. Write any 4 quarter notes. Here's the important part. It says draw in what is it called? Alternate stem directions. Now, you learned about stems last class. I think it was on Thursday, right? Take a look. If it's on the middle line, remember that's a bad middle line. If it's there or above, the stem goes down. Okay, don't draw the arrow, but the stem goes down on the left side. If the note is here below the 3rd line, the stem goes up. Okay, again, do not draw the arrow, but you get the point. So I got those. We're good. Let's erase all that. All right. Now, let's go through this real quick. I'm going to draw my bass clef. Okay. Put that right there. Bass clef done. We're going to divide it into 4 parts, 4 measures. So let's do our double bar. 1 there, 1 there. We're good. Then let's actually draw our bars to separate, or our measures, right? We're going to draw the bars to make our measures. There we go. Done with that. And let's go ahead and you guys can put any notes you want in there. But remember, alternate stem directions. Do your best to do that. I'm going to do 1 measure for you so you guys can see what we're talking about. And we're doing quarter notes. Yeah, quarter notes is right there. Okay, so I'm going to do This one, oops, bad stem. I'll do one up here. Remember, because now it's got to go down. I got to do one that goes up, and then another one that goes down. Let's go right there. Okay, you guys get the point. Ooh, that's a short stem. Let's fix that. There we go. Now we wrote the notes. Now we have to label the notes. Remember, guys, you are in bass clef, right? Bass clef. Spaces, or excuse me. Let's go back real quick. Lines of the bass clef. Good boys deserve fudge always. Spaces in between. All cows eat grass. All cows eat grass. So, you got that? Good job. Let's go on. Now, back to this. I'm going to label them. So in this case, we're going to have, whoopsies, running away from me. I don't like that one. C, E, G, D. Okay. Again, you don't have to use those notes. I don't mind. It's up to you. Use whatever you want. But those are the answers for that one. Okay. And finally, going on to number 4, draw a grand staff. Remember, there's 4 parts that go to a grand staff. You've got your treble clef, you've got your bass clef, you've got your line, and you've got your brace. All those parts are needed in the grand staff. So let's go into that. Draw a grand staff. Do it real quick. We've got our line. We've got our brace. Ooh, that's a rough brace. You got your treble clef. That's a rough treble clef. Man. And we've got our bass clef. That's all right. Okay, we've got that. Now divide the staff into 4 measures with a double bar at the end. We've seen this so many times. You know what to do. Start with your bar line, your double bar at the end. Let's put that in. Put our next one in. Oops. Okay, got my double bar. Remember, has to go all the way from the top to the bottom when you're in the grand staff. Now I'm going to draw bar lines. Now it says into 4 measures, right? So let's do the middle one. About right there. Good. We're going to draw one over here. I'm going to draw another one over here. Now we are divided up into 4 measures. Okay, we've got that down. And then write any 2 half notes in each measure. Alternate stem direction. Very important part. Okay, so we're going to put alternate stems. Let's do, remember, they're saying half notes. So I'll go right up here. F, and I'll do one of the bass clef. E. Easy enough. I'll label them F, E. Remember, anytime we're writing note names, you're always using capital letters. Okay? That's how you do it in music. Makes it a bit easier later when you're writing chord symbols, that kind of stuff. So we've got that down. You guys can go ahead and finish the rest of those. Go ahead and pause this video, and when you're done finishing that, go ahead and play the video. Unpause. You get the point. Pause it right now. Okay, I think you're done now since I'm back. That's good. You guys can answer those on your own. Let's go over to the next page. We're now on page 3. Okay, go ahead and flip over there. Looks like lesson 8, and we're talking about time signature and note values. Easy enough. Let's go through this. You guys already know, excuse me, most of this stuff anyway. We play, and most of the time, we play in the time signature of 4/4. Some of you may know. Think about this. What is another name for 4/4? Like the time signature of 4/4. Think about it, think about it, think about it. Okay, maybe you've got it. It is the most common time signature. In other words, that was your hint. The other name is common time. All right, 4/4 is common time. Everybody say it with me. 4/4 is common time. Nicely done. You got it. So let's go through this. 4 beats in a measure. You know that. We're good. Or if you want to take the time, you can pause this video. Make sure you read that because it's all very important for your quiz. There's always those pesky little questions that come up and you're like, that was in the packet. I should have read that. It makes sense. Okay, so go ahead and read that. Pause it if you need to. And we're back. All right. Exercises. This is very simple, guys. All you're doing is writing what note plus what note equals what. Think about it, okay? So in this case, they already give you the first one. Number 1, a quarter note plus a quarter note equals 2 beats, okay? Next one, let's get rid of that. A half note, if you're not following, just in case, is worth 2 beats, plus a quarter note, which is 1 beat, equals, anybody? Yes, 3. Good, you've got it. Next one, a half note, which is 2 beats, plus a half note, which is 2 beats, equals 4. You get the point. I'm not going to stick on this forever, okay? You can do those for number 1. Number 2, draw bar lines. You've written out a lot of bar lines so far. Draw bar lines, a double bar at the end, and stems on the appropriate notes in the following example so that there are 4 beats in each measure. Okay, read that again if you need it. Okay, count and clap saying, or say, using ta, etc. We're not doing that. Okay, we don't follow that method per se at Triple C. We count numbers. We don't say ta, tt, ta. Some people do that. But once we get into middle and high school, don't worry about that. So draw bar lines, all right? Let's do that. Bar lines. After every 4 beats, you've got a bar line. And right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember what goes at the end, everybody? Double bar. Make sure you've got that. There's that one. And that one. All right, we've got our double bar up there. So, add stems. Stems. Let's do that. Do you think this note needs a stem? No. Because that note is a whole note, and it covers all 4 beats in the measure. Done. We're happy with that. What about measure 2? Yes, these are quarter notes. Let's add stems to them. Measure 3. You think that needs a stem right there? Yes. Good. So go ahead and put a stem. And these ones, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what about this one? Does it need a stem? No. I'm just kidding. Yes, it does. Just making sure you're paying attention. So we've got our stem there. What about anything else? Nope. I think we're good. Number 2 is good. Number 3, write a 4/4 time signature. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Easy enough. You know that it goes here and it goes there. Okay, 4/4 time signature. Done. Fill in the missing beats, if there are any, by adding only 1 note per measure. 1 note. That's it. Let's go back to this. Okay. Count and clap. Say and clap. All right. Maybe we can do that. So we can add 1 note. You know that this note takes place for 2 beats, so that's good. But then we need 1 note again that takes 2 beats. You know what that is. We're going to put that right there. Going on to measure 2. Quarter, half note. Remember that half note takes place for both beat 2 and 3. Okay, so then we've got quarter note over there. Nicely done. Going over some more. Ooh, we only have to add a quarter note. That's easy enough. Okay, a little bit more. 1 note, that gets all of this. What do you think? I think a half note. Just kidding. Not a half note. Whole note. There we go. That's a nasty whole note. Let's fix that. Whole note. Okay, and it takes place for all those 4 beats. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and leave that there. Next one. Beat 1, 2 is covered. 3 is covered. 4. There we go. And last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a bad stem. You get the point. All right. Looks like we are done with page 3. All right. Again, if you need to pause it, pause it. Once you've finished, come back. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go on to our last page. This is it. We've reached it. Last page. Whole, half, and quarter rests. Again, you read this all the time. Now we're going to be writing it. Okay, it's a little bit different in how we do that. So take, again, I'm not giving you a time. You pause this video. Read through that, and then I'll do a really quick explanation. Pause it right now. And we're back. All right, so let's go into this. Hopefully you paused it. You're like, yeah, why are you wasting time, Mr. George? I like to have fun. Okay. So whole, half, and quarter rests. Let's get into this. You guys already know these things anyway. If you read this, which you should have, I'm not going to go over it. That's what they look like. Okay. Whole rest. Real quick show of hands. Whole rest gets how many beats? You can show me with your hands. Ready? Whole rest gets 4 beats. Okay. Half rest gets 2 beats. Quarter rest gets 1 beat. Easy enough. We're good to go with that. Let's go on to the bottom down here. Easy enough. Exercises. Number 1, fill in the correct number. All right. A half note, 2 beats, plus a whole note. Oh, no, sorry. How many half notes do you need to equal a whole note? All right. You need 2. You got this. You got to go into here. So I need 2 of them. Okay. That gives you the answer. What about how many quarter notes equal a half note? Any idea? 2. Easy enough. And what about 1D? Yes, I'm skipping 1C. I know. 1D. How many whole notes do you need to equal 4 quarter notes? Say it with me. 1. Cool. You got that. Done. Going over to number 2. Fill in the correct number. Same rules apply. Now you're just doing rests. Oh, wait. Sorry, you haven't even seen that. There you go. It was on the wrong screen. Whoopsies. There's your answers to number 1. We just did that. Okay, going on to number 2. Fill in the correct number. Again, as I said, same rules apply. Instead of notes, now you're using rests. Okay, man, it's a good thing I caught myself with that video. That would have been a whole waste if I didn't know the whole page. Okay, number 2A. This is a whole rest worth 4 beats. All right, we're good. And then you got 2 half rests worth 2 beats each, so equals 1. Let's go down to D. How many quarter rests do you need to make a whole rest? 1, 2, 4, 3. Yes, it is 4. Good job. We're going to put 4. Going on to number 3. Very simple. You're just tracing one of them and then drawing 4 more. Okay, you got quarter rests, half rests, whole rests. Simple enough. You can do that on your own. You're good. Let's go ahead and finish this. Number 6 calls for a lot of stuff. Let's go through this in order, okay? 6A, divide the staff below into 4 measures with a double bar at the end. We've done that enough. Let's do it again real quick. Starting with my double bar over here at the end. Got one right there. Okay, there's my double bar, and then I'm going to divide this up in half, so I'm going to go right about there. I'll call as middle. Okay. And I'm going to divide those into half. I don't know if this is going to turn out pretty even, but we'll see. Yeah, it's pretty evenly spaced. The first measure is yeah, I'll deal with it. That works. Okay, we've got 4 measures with a double bar. Now add a 4 and time signature. No problem. Good job. And 6C, fill in the first bar. Here we go. Now we get the nitty gritty of it. Okay, add these certain parts. The first bar, fill it with a whole rest. Remember, a whole rest hangs from the 4th line. Okay, whole rest. Where's an example? Right here. Whole rest hangs down from the 4th line. And a half rest goes up from the 3rd line. Just like that. Okay, so whole rest gets 4 beats. When you're filling a whole rest in a measure, it goes in the middle of a measure, not under beat 1. Okay, so let's put our whole rest right there. Go with a smaller pen to make this neat. Not perfect. It's actually pretty good. We've got our whole rest, and then the second bar with 2 half rests. Again, they go up from the 3rd line. Okay. Got that. Nicely done, Mr. George. 3rd bar with 4 quarter rests. My quarter rests aren't very pretty, but you understand what it means. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally our 4th bar with a half rest and 2 quarter rests. All right. Half rest, Mr. George said, goes up from the 3rd line. What's the other part? 2 quarter rests. You like how my quarter rests come with sound effects? Yeah. All right. So I think that's it. I think we made it through the packet. Nicely done, you. Very good.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent.
Ha, 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 ha. Okay. So, guys, thank you for joining me today. I know class is a little bit different, but I hope it's helpful for you that you can pause it, that you can come back. And again, if you need anything later to review it, just play back the video. It's right here. You guys know where to go for it. I think we're good. If you've got any questions, shoot me a message on the assignment on Google Classroom. Makes it easy so I can get back to you right away or as soon as possible. What's today? Today's Tuesday. On Thursday, as I said earlier, we will have our quiz. So you need to have this packet done by Thursday morning's class. And then, where was I going next with this? I had it in my head just a second ago. Right. Keep an eye out on Google Classroom for the document that you will need, your quiz, for Thursday. Okay, keep it open or just check back. It'll for sure be posted by tomorrow night, which is Wednesday night. So just keep an eye out for that. If you can, if you're one of the people who have a printer at home and have access to that, go ahead and print off the quiz. We'll do it together on Thursday in class. If you don't have a printer, don't stress. Make sure you can access it, and then you've got a piece of paper to write on for Thursday, just like we've been doing the whole time anyway. Okay? So, guys, this has been great. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys soon. Bye-bye.